Hello, Florence, and welcome to today's Culture Vulture Conversations.
Hello, Bettina.
Hello. I thought we'd talk about how to educate children, how to teach children to be a little bit more open-minded or to be open-minded, full stop. And the reason is I remember that sequence in your book where you tell about that grandmother and her grandchild, and she asks you whether the grandchild would be allowed to touch your skin in order to find out whether the color would come off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yeah, so obviously that was a child not having been exposed to diversity or otherness a lot. How can we make sure children get there, children get it, children are comfortable and familiar with otherness and with people who are really different from us?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is really a very good example. And of course, it's some years ago. Yeah. But the first question I asked myself after she asked me was, are there no other kids in school with that boy than white children? That's the first question I asked myself, because I guess kids today in cities, in city schools, they are used to the fact that it's not only a white kid that sits next to him or her. So that's the first place, school or kindergarten, where children realize that children can have lots of colors. And of course, we also have schools where only white kids and kindergartens. I think we still have that. But when we have schools with international background, that's the first place kids can learn this. And the second thing is, when I, as an adult, would like my child to be an open-minded kid, then I can make sure the kid learns about other cultures, like books. We have so many children's books that we can buy, not only the white fairy tales, but we have so many international children's books. We have dolls, black dolls, for example, Little Alaché, I think it's called. It's a little doll, very cute, very sweet, and it's a black doll,
So maybe we can put it in the caption later.
Yes, and I remember the name correctly. So this is something you can do. If you have people in your neighborhood, for example, you can make sure that the kids just play together. And of course, and that's the very important thing, how do I, as a mom, as a dad, as a parent, how do I talk about non-white people? Do I have a positive way of talking about other skins, about other skin colors? Or do I have a negative way? Am I a role model for my child? So these are the ways how I can make sure my child is going to be open-minded.
I think we can also share if we don't know something. I was just thinking about, would I know how to explain everything to my child? Or would I maybe sometimes run into a wall and not being able to really explain? Then look it up with them, or
so now
discover together.
Exactly. Nowadays, you don't need to go and approach a black person and ask, may my child touch your skin? You never have to do that. But nowadays, you have AI, you have Google, you have all the possibilities, how you said, to look it up and with your child and then to explain it.
I think it's also similar when we have, they have so many touch points with children from other cultures having accents, different accents than they have, explaining where it comes from, etc. It could be one of the things that we can do as well.
Mhm.
But I think that keeping learning together for me would be a thing,
Yeah.
because I might not know better.
Mhm.
Would you think if a child, so had that child in your book not been with the grandmother and asked you, would it have been the same for you?
You mean if the child would have approached me without the grandma?
Yes. And the grandmother not knowing it, not the grandmother asking you, obviously being an adult and having to be a little bit more considerate, but a child who approaches you who does not know better.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that happens to me too, till today. And I always say, when a child approaches me and asks, or even smaller children, they don't ask, they just do it, and then look onto their fingers. And for me, that's okay, because when they are small, they need to learn. And when I react negatively, then the child learns that this black person reacts negatively or is a negative person.
Yeah.
When I carry a little child, a white child, and the child looks at me or touches the cheek and looks to the fingers, it's fine. That's okay.
All right. I was just wondering,
Yeah.
because I would have seen it also being different, but I didn't know whether you would also accept it from it. All right. That is nice. So lots of things for parents, if they're parents watching our episode, think about how you guide your child towards otherness, how you take them by the hand, explain the world a little bit, and make them experience for themselves, but in a very responsible way, so that they don't hurt others and are respectful with minority groups, people who are simply different from themselves. So thank you for sharing how you experienced it. Also in your book, that was a wake-up situation to read, but also today for your time, for your experience and your thoughts. And see you again next time.
Yes. And thank you for asking, and see you next time.
You're very welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.